So, excuse me, this template it comes in this orangey color, kind of, okay? Now for my family, I don't know if you noticed it because they kind of switched fairly quickly. I didn't really use that orangey color because except for me, my family was all boys, except for I think one or two where Jordan happened to be home when we were doing something. So when you click on the icon over here that looks like a raindrop, it says change color. And then it has two different ones, background and accent. Well, I pretty much left the accent the way it was, but I went into the background and it gave me some choices of coloring there. And I chose one of those blue shades, but depending on what I'm doing, I could pick whatever color I want here. And I found that to be really cool. And like I said, I chose the bluish green shade, I think, or the bluish shade in mine, and just because I had boys mainly, right? So I like that. I like that idea that you can change that color. You're not stuck with whatever color they've put together. You can change it however you want. And then this particular one came with a title that says "This Year We," and I left that title because I liked it. It's kind of what I was going for with my my project. So I left that title, but you can go in and edit the title and put in whatever you want in there. So I could have said, I could have titled it Schneider's. I mean, I could have done whatever I wanted there, but I liked what they had there already, so I left it. And then in here too, like this writing happens to be orange. Now, I don't think I actually changed the color of the writing because I did kind of like how it stood out against the blue in my final project, but I can change the color of the writing up in here too, to be a different shade, to be a different color then. So if I didn't want that orangey tangerine color, I could have changed that as well. And then the pictures, now I don't have any pictures uploaded to this particular desktop here, so I'm just going to use what they gave me over here for now. So I can just put that in there and it changes out what's in there. Okay, it does that. Maybe I want more than one picture on here. So then I go up here to this other icon where it says change layout. And it gives me all sorts of different layouts. And maybe I want 3 pictures on this one. So I click one that gives me 3 choices, and then I just put my pictures in. And I like that idea as well, because then I can put in, and they had they had other layouts that have more picture options. I did try one, I think, where I had 5 pictures on there, but I felt the pictures that I chose made it look too cluttered and too busy. So then instead I made 2 different screens. I put 3 on one and 2 on another, just to kind of take that cluttering and that out of there. Nice thing is too is you can preview it before you share it out to people, which is really cool because I did that. I previewed it like 12 times before I finally finalized it because I kept, as I was watching it, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. So then I would switch things around. I switched the layout, I switched the coloring, I did all sorts of different things with it. So the other thing you can do is under design, they can, and I did this too because I got it all done with this design that it gave me, and then I thought, I wonder if I can do something else with it. So I went up into design, and I forget which one I picked actually, but you can pick any of these up here. So I'm just going to do this one right here and see what it does. It switches it around. It kept my, oh, and it kept going here in the example. But it switches how it looks. And what that one did, I do remember looking at that one. What that one did is it turned all my pictures black and white, which was really cool. But I kind of wanted the color in some of them, so I didn't go with this particular layout or this particular design. And these are just the one that the computer puts or the program puts together, and then you go in and switch things up. So. And you can also, down here, you can change which font you're using. So that it looks different each time. You can do all sorts, and this is just the free version. So it gives you a lot of choices in the free version. Like I would probably continue to use this just in the free version. I wouldn't upgrade it at all, just because of all the great options it already gives me, right? So I'll show you pictures here in a minute how to get some of them in there, but the other thing you can do then is you can go in and you can add music to your video, and they have all these different categories. And again, not all of them are available to you because if you don't have the upgraded version, you can't get them all. But let's say I do the quirky version. This one only has one free version. The little yellow star off here to the right tells you that that's for an upgrade only. But this one has this this version here, and so sorry. So this one here has one option as a free version. Maybe I want to use that one. Maybe I would want to use this one, maybe not. I don't know. But that's a music choice that I might want to attach to my video or to my pictures there. Now, for the pictures, like I said, this is where it got a little tricky for me. Oops, did not mean to do that. And the trickiness was in that, sorry guys, I accidentally closed all the way out of it. Was that I couldn't just, like in this beginning screen here, I couldn't just pull my pictures in. Because I was pulling them off Google, my Google Drive, or not my Google Drive, but my Google Photos, and it doesn't let you just drag them somewhere. I can't even do it, like I can't even put them on my desktop. I always have to download them in order to use them. I don't know. Do you guys do that? You guys are younger and you use technology a lot more than me. So am I missing a step?
I mean, I've always just downloaded.
You always just, you have to download them?
Okay. That's what I've always done. I don't know if there's another way.
Yeah, I've never found another way. I always, anytime I'm pulling photos off my Google Photos, I always have to download them. So I'm going to go in. I do have a few photos attached to this school account here from various reasons. So for example, last spring when we were in the shutdown and I did all those math boards for you guys and sent them to you through the email, I still have those in here. So I'm just going to use one of those. So I just click on it and download it, and then it's sitting there. So then I go back into Animoto, and under Project, in the right-hand side where it says Media Library, under Project, that's where I can put my own photos in. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open the file here where my download just went, and I'm going to grab that photo from the download and go ahead and just drag it over and stick it in there. And it takes it a moment to read it, but then it's there for me to use if I want to. Okay. Now, if you're pulling images off Google itself, off Google Images, I'll just do some spring ones, I think. Just because it's spring and I am looking forward to all these beautiful flowers that come on my apple trees at home and all that good stuff. So what I do with that is you want to be able to save image as. Now I have an actual mouse, so I right click. I'm not sure how you guys do it with your Chromebooks when you don't have that right click option, but you want to save image as. And I always just put it in my downloads because it's easier that way. It's easier to grab it if it's in my downloads. And then from Animoto again, or I'm sorry, not from Animoto, from the file where my downloads are, I then can not copy it, but drag and drop it into the Animoto. So, and again, it takes just a moment or two. And then I have my photos there. Now, when I did my personal one, I put about, I don't know, 30, 40 photos over there. I didn't use them all because when it got all said and done, I'm like, well, I don't need those, right? So, and then you can just put them where you want them in your thing. Under stock, they give you some that you can use for free, and then they have thousands of more in the upgrade. So if I was doing maybe a I don't know, a report of some sorts, I could search through there if I had the upgrade. But the fact that you can download and use the images off Google Images allows you to not have to do that. And that's great. And then you can also, under favorites, I don't have any here and I don't have any on my personal desktop too, but if it was a project maybe I might want to do again, but with different photos, I can mark those photos as favorites so that they'll stay there in that process. So the next time I do a project, those will pop up for me. So, so that's great. The other thing you can do is you can add, like when I did this, some of these I took out completely. Like the ones that have little videos attached to them already, I didn't have videos, I only had pictures. So I deleted those screens off of here. So at the bottom, when you scroll over, you'll see like there's an add button or a duplicate button, I mean, so you can copy that same one again. Or there's a trash button. So you can just trash it and it takes that one out. Okay. And then off to the left of that, you can hit the add. And then it pulls up all the different layouts that you can choose from. And you can choose to look at just media only, which means it's only going to hold a picture or two, however many pictures, it's not going to do anything else. You could choose text only, which means they're ones where you're only going to put words in it. Like the last one of my slide is just words, there's no pictures, okay? Or you can do a combo of the two. So you'll notice like a couple of mine had a few pictures and then a little subtitle. Like one was we took a trip or something like that. And that's where that one comes into play. So you can put that little thing there. Okay. Anything you guys notice that I may have overlooked in my investigating of it? I see you're kind of playing around with it, which is awesome. Yeah. So I am going to ask that you create something. It doesn't have to be personal pictures. It doesn't have to be anything really long. Just create something and then share it with me in the end. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. I'm sorry. I almost forgot that. So I'm just going to use this one that they put together as the example up here. So when you get ready to share it, you go up here to the export. It's up here in the upper right corner next to Media Library. And you click on that. It takes it a few moments. It says it takes about 15 seconds. So it takes it just a few moments to put the whole thing together. And then once it gets it put together, you have three choices. You can download, you can share, you can copy link. You can always go back and do any of them again. Like, so if you choose download, you can always go back in and copy the link or share it. Okay, and any of the others. I'm going to show for sharing purposes. So if we hit share, it tells me, gives me my choices right here. I have Facebook page, Facebook profile, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, email. So what I want you guys to do when you finish yours, hit the email and then send it to me in email. And you are, like I said, you're going to have to send it to me through the school emails because no, you don't have to. I will put on my board, I'll put on the board up there the email that I want you to share it with me, okay? So that I have it. And then embed would be like if I wanted to put it in a document or something, I could embed that, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do the email because I want to show you how you can go back. So this is where you'll get it. So the to is where you're going to type in the email that you're sending it to. You can put a little message in there if you want, but you don't have to, okay? And then, again, you can choose email me when the recipient views it if you want, but you don't have to. But then, of course, check that you're not a robot because it won't let you move on if you don't, even though I know you guys are kind of robotish sometimes. And then go ahead and send it. Now, you can always go back into this page, this share page of your creation, and that's where you can download or you can share it to one of the other options that you may not have chose before. Maybe you choose to send it to your Instagram